Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerds of the Apocalypse. I am, of course, Trex, and alongside me on this episode is...
Stevie B. I just want to know why you stole that from me. I hope it's a good excuse, sir.
It's coming.
Okay, I'm Stevie B.
I'm Beth. I'm sorry, you sounded like Mary Hard off Entertainment Tonight when you were doing that.
I just wrecked everybody's earbuds, dude. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I haven't podcasted in 2 weeks.
I am so confused right now. I don't like change.
This is wrecking you. He started. Reach is gone. What's happening?
And beside Beth, technically beside me,
Showtime.
and
I'm still confused.
it's okay. And I just want to make sure for all the listeners and viewers out there, no, this show is not sponsored by Sonic because 2 people couldn't get their shit together to have some great delicious slushies.
He already drank it.
I already had mine.
She chose not to have
for the
one.
show.
No, just as you said, it was delicious, and it had nerds in it, which makes it more delicious.
It does make it.
How fast did you down it?
Dude, don't melt her, dude.
I just saw him with a spoon, like wow. I'm not making that up. That's not a joke. I saw him with a spoon,
at the bottom,
scooping it out.
with a spoon.
At the bottom of that, you're gonna have like a whole floor of nerds. That's what I just got them to spoon for. I can't. Maybe not talk too good.
I used to talk good. Give me a minute, maybe I could again.
So today's episode, we're going to be talking about Stevie B. What are we going to be talking about?
I got a lot of stuff. Well, at first it was going to be the terrible release of video games over the past couple of months.
This has not been a year of video games at all.
It's not. We're still going to talk about that, but then, out of the blue, it's like, hey, here's the episode 7 trailer. So we're going to talk about the 60 seconds of...
88.
Of what?
I thought it was 88 seconds.
It was like a minute.
88
it was
seconds.
Like
It's so,
You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. 88 seconds of greatness. That was that. And then Showtime and I went and saw Hunger Games. We're going to talk about that a little bit because I got kind of loud.
Wait. Where the hell was my invite?
I forget why we didn't. There's a reason why we didn't invite you. I forget why.
Oh, probably because I was in the movie and you guys didn't want Star Power sitting there with you. I understand.
Did
You went to a different theater.
So wait, so you'd already seen it, and you're mad that we
Yeah,
didn't
that's
invite
right.
you
I
to
haven't
see
seen it.
Well, we went on a Sunday. I can't remember why. You were gone, I think.
Oh, I was in Atlanta.
Yeah, there you go. That's
There you
right.
go.
Yeah,
That's right.
And but the movie was good. But I got loud with somebody before the movie, so we're gonna talk about that. He got mad at me, so we'll talk about that too.
Oh man.
All right.
Well, actually, let's start the song.
So we got a full slate today. So
yeah. So let's go ahead and start off with the Week in Geek.
Hey, can we talk about Beth and all? Yeah, I mean,
fine.
we got Beth with us.
This is why you don't start the show.
Wait, but yeah, so thank you, Showtime. Thank you. We got Beth with us. Preach. He's
out for unforeseen circumstances.
Yes, he's gonna be on sabbatical. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Sabbatical for a while. Beth has agreed to fill in if she does a good job. Maybe we'll keep her around long term. And we don't know how long, however long Preach needs to take, he's going to take. So Beth could be around for months. So that's why I told her. I said, "You're going to be the temporary, permanent replacement for Preach," because I have no idea when he's coming back. And then I was like, "And this is our topic: video games." And she's like, "I own an NES, and I'm playing Friday the 13th." That's about as far as I go. But like none of us do. She was like, I'll research it. So tell me what you got. And so she looked up a little bit. So she can
He says that like I don't research.
Okay.
I only do candid hands-on research. It has to be in the moment, and I have to run into it on my own. You can't make me do it.
Okay. So we had to come up with a handle for Beth. We talked about it because me and Beth in the unboxing video we were talking about passive aggressive Beth. That was fun, but that's too long to say because Showtime, Trex, Stevie B,
Beth.
Every time, well, we could just call you Beth, but that's no fun, right?
That's not fun. That is not fun.
So
Yeah.
I came up with Post-it, like leaving a passive-aggressive Post-it note somewhere.
So post is the default. I figured we'll just call you Beth now, and if something pops up, we'll roll with it. Like him and Showtime kind of just happened. And we actually talked about
Getting
sharing
that name
again.
cost me 60,000 won.
We're gonna we're gonna try to share that video because we talked about there was a video and there actually is one that we did when we were still on the Trex Light channel. And if we can't, we're going to try to re-upload it, just put it on our channel for people. But if we can't, we'll just put a post on the Facebook page with a link to the video on Trex's channel. And it's like the most popular video we've ever done. Have you seen it? It's got like a bunch of views, dude. People loved it. So
I don't feel like looking for it.
and that too. I have it. I found it. So I found like the raw.
I'm sure I have it somewhere on my hard drive. I just didn't want to look on my channel, see how many views it got.
Yeah. So it's a lot. And so it's exciting. So and then we're gonna do a Forever Alone Day too on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, hide your kid. No
So
one's watching.
It will definitely not be PG-13. It'll be R close to NC-17. The stories that I've heard since he's been back.
Hey,
So
just got back from Afghanistan.
so
That's how it's gonna start.
so you can look forward to that. And I think we'll do it like we did last time with everybody, so we can all just. I kind of asked you questions, but everybody sat around and commented. I might even get Heather on it too.
No, she's gonna judge me so hard.
She's judged either way. All the stories you're gonna tell.
Yeah, I was about to say,
You're probably right.
Okay, so that we got Beth here. Said we're gonna miss Preach. You know, we hope he comes back to us some fairly soon. He's not gone forever, so that's Preach isn't gone forever. We promise. But so we got Beth in the meantime, and probably in the after time, after Preach gets back, we'll make Trex buy another mic. So,
well, yeah,
yeah,
I can do it.
So we go. So what do we start with? We start with the Hunger Games. We'll talk about that.
No, stop.
Okay, I'll stop.
Let's go ahead and get this out of the way now.
What?
Let's talk about your 88 seconds of bliss.
Oh, you want to talk about the Star Wars trailer first?
I just want to go ahead and get that thrown out the door. Just go ahead and get the show started on a high note.
All right, so
I'll get a wet nap for you.
It was the second fastest time he'd ever finished.
So I picked up a second job. I won't. It's a job I used to have selling video games at a major retailer that sells video games. So that name drop, and you can pretty much figure it out. So it's Black Friday. They dropped this video on Black Friday, and the store is packed. And I was just like, "Hey, guy that's running the show right now, my phone's blowing up because the episode 7 trailer has hit. We need to take a break. It's just an 88-second break." And he was like, "What?" And so as this happens, we can't ignore customers. So it's like as soon as we go to walk back, people ask questions, and it's just like, so he's looking it up. I'm helping people. He's like, "I got it." And I can see like the green preview video. He's like, and I'm like, "I'm right here." And so I'm trying to help people. So I finally get a lull, and we run in the back room, and we watch this. We just set it up, and we both sat there like, and it gave you just enough to know it's going to be great. It first off, seeing some. Okay, this is spoilers if you haven't seen it. I mean, I don't. Do you need spoilers of trailer?
No, I don't care.
It was really weird to not only see
Satan with a lightsaber?
someone to not only see someone in a stormtrooper costume with their helmet off, let alone a black guy.
Yeah.
Like
I said the same thing.
I said,
I thought
Black guy in the desert.
I thought it was a spoof movie when he showed, because that was the first thing.
I thought it was fake.
well,
Exactly.
I'm not trying to be rude or anything.
Spaceballs too.
It just.
Ooh, my
Have you seen
dreams.
Have you seen the beans and cornbread thing where it's like beans and cornbread? Boom. That's what that reminded me of, dude. And I was like, all right, someone's got it. It's not. And I was like, someone's gonna make this, and it's gonna be bad. Anyway, so that was just. And he is deathly afraid of something. I'm not sure what he was afraid of, but he was spooked. So and I think it was
As a black guy in the desert, they put him back, and he didn't want to go back.
And I think it was Tatooine because of the twin suns, but I'm not sure because you could see. And it's funny because the suns were not really lens flare. You'd think those suns.
I haven't seen. There was not one lens flare
That's on purpose.
in that trailer.
You think that lens flare would blow you up, but that there has been a redo. Some people have posted a lens flare full trailer, and they've posted a George Lucas special edition trailer
that one.
where it's just like stuff everywhere. And like when the guy's in the ice woods and he puts his saber out, like the ghost of Anakin is standing right there, and it's ridiculous.
Wow.
But that was good. And then what was next? I think it was the girl was next on the speeder.
Something like that.
on this giant speeder. No, it was the droid was next, like the weird new droid.
That droid
It's like
rolling
a
The
around.
ball one?
Yeah, it's on a ball. A head on a ball. I was like, what? What's going on here?
The gyroscopics alone is just uncanny.
I was just like, okay, is this the new astromech droid? Like, is R2D2 going to be inferior? Like, now do they just like drop balls in their X-wing? Like, is that?
I do. Hey guys, time for the christening. You get that windshield wiper. God damn it, Luke.
And there was a droid, and then it was the girl who is speculated to be the daughter of Luke and Luke.
You're targeting computer.
Oh my god. Who's speculated to be the daughter of Han and Leia, not Luke and Leia. That's gross.
Yeah. Or is it?
Ooh.
This
Han
is
and
a
Leia.
long, long time ago.
But they haven't said it. And then she's like on this giant speeder. She's clearly got to be like a cargo speeder or
I
something.
think it was huge.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Or it's a diesel.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, shut up. And then the troopers in the dropship is probably the most like cinematic part of the trailer.
I will completely agree. That's the one thing you don't really expect it from a Star Wars movie, as well as it is. But just that whole the lights dimming and shaking around, like that was really some cinematics you don't really ever see.
You know what it did remind me of though? It reminded me of Republic Commando.
Yeah.
Remember that game?
Yeah.
So when
But they all only had E11s. They didn't have those sweet freaking blasters they had.
so that's definitely new to any Star Wars movie. Like that kind of cinematic. I hate to say it, but it makes it a lot better. Like a Star Wars movie like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one thing Star Wars has bored me with. Is like it's a great story. It's just there's nothing really.
But here's what's going to happen with those troopers. They're all going to get out, and they're not going to be able to hit anything. They're going to look. They're going to look so awesome. Like, oh man, they're going to come in. Oh, it's just stormtroopers.
Hey, hold on now. There's a black guy
We'll be
in there,
okay.
so
I think he's a fake stormtrooper though.
Yeah, I
don't
think
think
he's
he's really one.
he's Lando's son.
You don't. He might end up being. He might.
that's true.
He might. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I would be scared because he lives on Cloud City, and this is ground. I'm kind of scared too.
I think what's happening in that is like that door's broken and they're all about to fly out the bottom.
That would make sense for a stormtrooper.
Drop ship, literally.
Wow.
And then I think one of my favorite parts is the X-wings.
Yeah.
I think the X-Wings are next. Yeah, the X-Wings are next. That was awesome. First off, having the sound of the X-Wings again, man. Like that hum that they give off, dude.
Can I also go with it's guessing 20 years later? Shouldn't they really be out of commission?
Maybe.
No,
Not. We still
they're-
have F-16s.
They're a little different. I mean, but they're not in the books in the expanded universe. No, that's all going away. They just get upgraded, and then Jedi get JX wings, which is essentially X wings with all
With
its
Siri.
No, they're essentially X wings with all like the safeties taken off. Like you can twist it and turn it any way you want because your X wings can fly. Oh my god! Because Jedi can.
Can you bop it? Can you bop it too?
Yes.
Can you?
I'm gonna regret
Can you
this.
flick it?
Because Jedi can feel the Force while they fly, and they can.
There's a lot of innuendo here.
Yes, I mean.
At least I went that route with
The
it.
good thing about us is we can find innuendo in literally everything.
Yeah.
So
So the
a
X-Wing-
J X-wing, it has all the safeties off.
It's essentially like they can do more, like because they don't have to worry about like passing out or anything like that
Oh,
because
okay.
they're Jedi. So it's more maneuverable,
Okay.
more than a human could take, like a regular human could take. I don't know if they'll do any of that in the movies, but and plus the X-Wings are super cool. Why would you get rid of them? I did hear that they're adding another lettered wing. I don't know.
Here comes the C-Wing.
That's something. I don't know. You know what I didn't like, man? Those guys wearing orange jumpsuits. I was like, come on, man. Where's your orange jumpsuit? That is one.
They were like red and black.
That's all
A
right.
different unit.
I miss
They did have
Porkins.
like the Rebel Alliance. Don't we all miss Porkins? We all do. And I have no idea who that was flying it. So
Oh, there you go. And then we have the aluminum Falcon.
before that is the new Sith, or
Yeah.
whoever he is.
Oh, I thought it was at the end.
Is he
Satan with the lightsaber.
No, the Falcon's at the very end.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I just want to clear this up right now.
Go ahead.
There are plenty of practical uses for those two side blades.
Yeah, that could definitely like. Here's the one thing I never got. So you and another guy have those lightsabers that don't have any hilts, right? Well,
Right.
a hilt or a handguard was made so that if someone slid their blade down the side of it, it didn't cut your finger off. All that is a lightsaber with a handguard, so you don't lose your finger.
But can't the lightsaber cut through that?
No, because it's just like it's the other part of the lightsaber. Remember, they were red as well. They were
okay,
sabers
yeah.
as
If you
well.
position it right, it'll
So
catch.
yeah.
And you like if you're collect with somebody, you could twist your blade and you could cut their hands off. It's just like the double blade, and it's just like I can't believe there's 2 more fake extensions of this fake sword that I don't believe is realistic. Of this realistic sword.
Don't bring logic into this.
I'm sorry. No, there's no logic in Star Wars. I apologize. No,
but what people forget is that kind of sword, that's a broadsword.
Great. And you can get, as a Jedi, you can get, and you're a Jedi, you're a Force user. It's just like the X-Wing we just talked about. You can train yourself to use anything. You could train yourself to use lightsaber nunchucks.
You can do that in real life. It's
No,
basic
that's cool.
psychology.
Like you,
I don't want that, no.
but you can. I'm not saying it's cool. But
It's
you
not
can.
practical.
Yeah. And you could do a lot of stealth kills with it, too, because you could stick it up to somebody and just ignite one of the small ones, and it wouldn't go all the way through.
I kind of feel when at first, of course, when you hear it, it's not that lightsaber sound. It has that rough.
Well-
it has that rough to it. So when they came out, I thought those were like exhaust ports.
Well, there's also rumors that it might be like an ancient Sith, and like it's an ancient lightsaber. And,
Bring a Revan. Let them bring Revan in.
Or somebody who made it themselves.
right, and so they had and that's exactly what it's about. Is they don't know how to make it like that, so they have to have those things on the end. So that could be true too. I just think it's a different way to make a lightsaber.
I think Jesus just wanted to make
They
sure
had
he was in
curved
this.
one, double bladed, all that stuff. So
Yeah, so someone put a meme up. It was like Darth Vader, it's like first trilogy, and then Darth Maul's second trilogy, and this guy third trilogy. Because he's got 3 little blades. But yeah, there's
Oh, that's cute.
yeah.
That's really cute.
Oh,
God forbid we see a 4 and it's like a ninja star.
I was thinking about that. That'd be really cool.
A huge shuriken.
didn't the guy from Rebels have that?
have what?
He had a sword that spun, like he had it out.
Yeah, he had like a double blade, but it was the circle. The guy in
Yeah.
Star Wars Rebels, and it comes out like a double blade. But he like pushes a button and it spins. So he's like,
Yeah, like
Oh.
goes overhand.
That's neat.
So yeah.
That's right. So I mean, I think that with the whole Disney purchase and Star Wars extending, we're going to see a lot of different variations of lightsabers in the future.
Can I go with the aluminum falcon now?
Are you serious right now?
Has to be 20% different. I'm just kidding.
But I don't think he's an Ancient Sith though, because I've looked at a bunch of leaked cover art, and he's got some weird, not cover art, but what am I looking for?
Images?
No, it's
Concept art.
concept art. And he's got this weird infatuation with like Darth Vader's burnt helmet. Like he got the
Gross.
burnt helmet from Endor, and he like worships it. I don't know, it's weird. So I almost think that maybe it's like an Anakin clone gone bad or something. I don't know. Like I thought that would be.
Doesn't Han have twins? Or is that Luke that has the twins?
Han has twins in the expanded universe, but the expanded universe is like gone away.
So it
So
could be like a bad twin.
exactly. So well, Adam Driver is in the movie. Do you know? I don't know if you know who Adam
Yeah,
Driver is.
it's. Damn it.
Yeah, Adam Driver's in it, and they haven't set his role at all. Just that
He's a bad guy.
Just that he's going to be like the Darth Vader of the group. I think that girl might be the female twin, and Adam Driver is going to be the male twin.
Why the
I
hell
don't-
did we get Adam Driver? I don't even know.
I don't know, but he does. He kind of looks like Leia and Han put together, and so does she. So
Yeah, because he's weird, ugly. Like
Yeah.
his face is.
I don't know. So he could fall. You looking him up?
Yeah.
So-
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, just type in Adam Driver girls.
Yeah, he's in the show Girls right now. So I don't know. I think because that's what happens in the expanded universe is he becomes Darth Caedius and like rebuilds the Sith,
Yeah.
and his master
He's like,
is some like huge Sith woman, and they cast what's her name from Game of Thrones, like the huge woman in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, the woman who looks like a dude.
Yeah, they cast her too. So the speculation is that's who she is, and she's gonna turn him like he'll be a Jedi.
That's a good casting choice. That's a good casting choice.
Like he'll be a Jedi in episode 7, and then she'll start turning him at the end, and then he'll be being turned in episode 8, and then it'll be like twins versus each other in episode 9. So that'll be fun to watch. But okay, so now we can go on to the aluminum falcon.
Blame Robot Chicken. That was hilarious.
Did you like that?
I did. So who likes those Star Trek looking engines there, huh?
Those are the same. I looked at them and I was like,
Yeah,
the same engines. They're the same engines they've always had.
Yeah,
It's got the lines and everything.
Exactly. The only difference is that JJ went detail with it and just showed the actual lines in the engine instead of just one gigantic bar of light. So, Internet, calm down. It's not Star Trek.
Well, I mean, if you think that these aren't going to be similar to the Star Trek movies he's done, you're crazy. Like, I mean, and I really liked the Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness. I think they were both good.
I liked half of it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, come on! I've already seen the second half of that movie in another movie. It's just with a better actor.
Anyway.
So why do you not like it better?
I wanted something different. I didn't want Wrath of Khan.
So, but it was still a good movie.
Half of it.
I'd never seen Wrath of Khan, so it was all great for me.
There you go. You literally have no reason to watch Wrath of Khan unless you just want to see the reverse roles. Which that was a really cool thing. But
Who are we talking to that really hated Into Darkness? I don't know. Dude, I don't know. Listen, you got to understand something with him.
You hurt my brain.
that was a cool twist, but it seriously was. It was like everything leading up to his reveal. I'm like, this is great.
It was terrible, but it was really good.
That's how he works. That's just how he is. You just got to get past it.
The first half of the movie was great. The second half I've already seen, so everything great with it just went down a little bit. The twist at the end was really a neat twist. I do enjoy that. But it was still... I've already seen that movie. Whoever saw Wrath of Khan, the original Wrath of Khan, that second half was really disappointing.
Irregardless. The trailer looked great, and if it cinematically holds up to what we just... I feel like J.J. Abrams was like, let's give him a taste. It's like he literally put his... This is him putting his like little tiny like long pinky nail into the cocaine and letting us sniff it off. And he's like, look, see, that's pure. That's pure stuff. I told you it's gonna be good. So, but we have to wait until December to get the entire line.
I do like he did release it on Black Friday.
Why do you gotta do drug reference?
No, because
something for the kids and the family. Let's.
Sorry, they won't get it. If the parents are good, the kids won't understand that line.
Watch a little Scarface.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. They go to public school.
That's true. So, speaking of movies, I keep getting. I'm sorry. I keep getting these messages from Heather. She's watching the Nutcracker with Elena.
Oh, that's right.
And Showtime's mom. They all went and saw it. The
Kroger Center.
Kroger Center.
The actual ballet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They do it every
I thought
year.
that was later.
Why am I here?
Exactly.
And she sent me a text. Been here for an hour. She's had to pee 3 effing times. Got another text. Oh, look. It's intermission. Elena doesn't need to pee.
Is it Columbia City or Columbia Ballet? There's a difference.
I don't know.
There is a difference. I think it's the Columbia City.
I have no idea.
Are you
We're
sure?
dudes.
I think
Yeah.
so.
No.
Hold on.
So
I got
video
it.
games been terrible this year.
Yeah. So Hunger Games. Okay, so we saw the Hunger Games. It was good. A quick review of the Hunger Games. It was good, but it was like the lead up to the final movie.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit, but the great stuff is going to happen next year.
So basically, you got all dialogue, and the next one's going to be all action.
No, there was
some
some
action,
action.
but-
There was some good stuff. I mean, it's definitely worth seeing in theaters, but you just feel like oh, like it's like, hey, this epic war is about to start between the Capitol and the
That's awesome.
That's the whole point. And then there's little strikes here and there by the Capitol and the I don't know what do they call them, the districts. And there's one big thing that the districts do to the Capitol, and that's cool. But the war, it's like, the war is about to start. Credits. And it's like, what?
So, do you feel that them splitting it into 2 parts was a bad decision?
No, it definitely needs to happen because I don't think they could have left anything that was shown out. I don't think that was...
It was like I wanted to have more of the movie or more to be accomplished in the movie, but I don't want them to leave anything out. So it's just nature of the beast.
That's kind of what we talked about. Okay, spoilers. It ended with them getting Peter back.
PETA's on the bed, flipping out.
He's just like,
I still can't get over that. He's a bread. He's a piece of bread. At first, I was like, oh, he's like PETA, the organization that loves animals. Then I was like, no, he's like PETA bread. That's what he is.
He's not cool.
So, but then Heather filled me in on like everything that happens next. Like, I was just like, I want to know. Tell me what happens.
They had like a long discussion while over on the couch. I was playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I was like, I want to know what happens and how it all ends. And
all right, so what happened before?
Oh, okay. So
basically what ended up happening is we met the people who tried to be like us but failed.
Yeah,
and they were like jerks. Is what it was. They were actually very rude.
You're gonna have to explain that a little better.
So we come in and we make funny comments about stuff. And typically, and sometimes they're like one or twice. Maybe it'll go like, "Oh well, man, seriously, you had to say something like that. It was a little too offensive, a little too vulgar, or something like that." But these guys just like every time, just like really loud, didn't give a crap about anybody else. Kicked my chair a couple times, and
they were behind you.
Yeah, and they just kept talking, and they wouldn't stop, and it was loud too.
And when they first walked in. This is the thing I was talking about. When they first walked in, the Cinderella trailer was playing. The new Cinderella movie.
I haven't gotten to see it yet.
And the guy on Game of Thrones who played Robb Stark is playing the prince. This guy walks in and goes, "Oh, look, Jon Snow." And
Steve couldn't let it go.
Couldn't let it go.
You can't let that go.
I go, Robb Stark. And then I don't get any acknowledgement. And I go, Robb Stark. And I don't get any acknowledgement. And I go, Robb Stark. And he gets pissed at this point. He's like, really? I was like, they have to know. Until I get acknowledged.
And so this is just the beginning of the movie. I was like, well, obviously they know now because he said it loud enough. Continuously through the movie,
Robb Stark.
I'll just hear it at quiet points.
Movie over. Robb Stark.
Like you're making this worse. And then at the end of the movie, he keeps saying it too. But they got up and left quickly. Their final. They knew when the movie was ending apparently, or they were able to guess it. They stood up before that, said this movie sucks, and walked out. I was like, Are you trying to get your money back because you left before the credits or something like that? You ate more than half the food. You gotta pay for it.
Robb Stark.
Yeah, so Steve said like Robb Stark on their way out, but like he's like this movie sucks, and him and his girlfriend just talking about how bad the movie was, and I was like, you guys.
Heather said it was very book accurate.
That's what apparently I've heard that about a lot of stuff, but
you don't get that.
And I don't really care if it was book accurate or not. I just like. This movie sucks, and just like talking really loud about how it happened. And I was like, you guys, like, if you're gonna talk loud in a movie, there's certain points where you can do it. It has to be after something funny or something like kind of like an oh shit factor. And they just, it's kind of like when you screamed at the Godzilla thing, or when you laughed when someone died. What was that other movie we went to? And I think it was still in Godzilla.
It was X-Men. No,
it was X-Men.
It was Days of Future Past, where he thought like the deaths of people were funny.
Yeah, it starts like everyone's like Sally, like oh, he goes.
I remember that one. I remember the Godzilla because I'm sorry, that was epic.
The best part
for you, I guess,
is like hearing him burst out and then watching his facial reactions to him bursting out. Because I was like, oh, someone's gonna be pissed.
When he did, well, you had it too when he did the Godzilla beam thing. I missed it because I was looking at.
He did distract me. Like I was like, what is
like? All you just hear the.
And he's doing this, and his legs are like flopping like this.
And then we turn and look at him, and then all of a sudden you're like, no!
We missed it.
I missed it.
We missed it because he's acting like an a-hole.
Don't go to a movie with a black guy.
No, there were other black people in there that did not do that
because they were not true Godzilla fans.
Oh my god.
I don't know why you think you can win.
I do apologize for my outburst.
Don't touch me.
Beth, you ever had any outbursts in the movie theater?
Oh yeah.
What, like, do you remember one? I want to hear your outburst.
Oh, my outburst? No, I've
you've had people deal with it. Okay.
Oh, you've heard.
You never yelled stuff
I'm
out.
polite in the movie theater and keep my mouth shut.
So what you're saying is I'm
We're
impolite?
not. No, we're
We're
not.
technically. I have to say, when I'm in the movie theater with you,
Me?
I am definitely not the quiet
But
person.
people like, remember that guy?
People think I'm
that
funny.
I turned
That's
my
true.
I turned my phone on or whatever, and this guy was like, "Hey, make sure your phones are off." I was like, "Sorry, I'm recording this on Snapchat." And then when the movie started, I put up Snapchat. And he's like, I turned it off after that. I was just fucking with the guy. But he thought it was funny, like something we do. But typically, I mean, this is probably just talking something very incredibly biased, but it's funny. People laugh, and generally they have a good response to it.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do back in the day, and you probably remember some of this, was if you're going to a midnight movie, I'd find like the girliest, kiddiest movie, and like after the they show the title and then it's silent. I'd be like, "This isn't Madagascar. What did you bring me to?" That's generally like a response.
All right. Sorry.
You're right.
So before we move on to the actual topic, there was one story from North Carolina Comic Con.
Oh, we didn't talk about that too. Yeah, we went to North Carolina Comic Con,
Yeah, we did.
and I stood in
story?
line for 2 hours for Beth.
Oh yeah.
For
I
just
made you brownies.
That's
she
like
did
all
make
we
me
did.
banging ass brownies.
I heard all about them.
Yeah, that's like all we did when we were in North Carolina Comic Con.
Stood in that damn line, and like Showtime. Okay, so Fiona Staples. I was every time I was like, "I'm going to get Fiona apples." Like, who are you talking about? No.
Can't get criminals?
She's the artist who draws Saga, and I go. And you have to. It's like 2 hours before she's gonna be back, and there's already like 5 people in line. And Showtime was like, "You just need to stand here, otherwise you're gonna be in line anyway." And so I stood there for like 2 hours, and he kept getting mad at me because I'd be like, "Come here," and then I like lean on his shoulder.
And then he'd be like, just 10 seconds. Like, your 10 seconds is like an hour.
This is what I do. I don't count. 1, 2.
Also, I don't know why he kept messing with him, because I'm the only reason he got your stuff signed and all that. Because
Well, they split it into 2 lines because I wanted
you
to
get your
sketch.
drawings or your sketches or whatever.
I
whatever
got
that.
sketch.
Yeah, your sketch.
She said she didn't want it in my defense.
Yeah.
I got there was a sketch line and a signature line. I was like, oh.
She was only doing 20 sketches, and we were number, what, like 12?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And,
Yeah.
like, right after we stood there, like, 12 more people walked up, and some people had to leave because there was too many people for sketches.
And so they split the lines. Luckily, when they split the lines, he was like number 3. And so he got out real quick. And I had stood in line for like another hour when she got there, waiting for her to finish the sketches. And then he kept making fun of me because I wanted a Superman sketch. I was like,
This whole time, I thought he was getting, like, a Saga sketch.
I was like,
And I thought it was for you.
I don't care who she. I just wanted Superman's my favorite. I wanted to draw Superman. I got the Superman blank variant.
Yeah, I was
Leave me
so
alone.
confused. I was like,
So
that's like a slap in the face to an artist. To me, that's what it is.
At least
Hey,
I was going to try to go to Bernard Chang. It's like, yo, can I get a John Stewart sketch?
But
That guy
I wanted a
selling
Superman.
way too much expensive shit.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I wanted a Superman sketch in the Saga style. What's wrong with that?
That's something.
And what if she goes on to draw Superman?
Okay, cool. It's just
I
typically,
It's at that time.
then you'll be the hipster who's like, I got Fiona to draw Superman. I was just like, it was funny because like I was giving so much crap about it because he went up and asked the guy and was like, hey, if I ever draw Superman,
I totally did that.
and he was like, dude, it doesn't matter. She had a really cool pen. That's what I ended up focusing on while I was standing in line for 2 long hours. I wasn't doing anything. I was like, that was a really neat pen. It was like a regular, like ballpoint, not ballpoint, but like I don't know, I guess ink pen. It was obviously an ink pen, but it's like a feather at the end of it, so she could like do regular writing or drawing, and then she could like press down on it and turn it like a feather, and she could like do like kind of spread out stuff. It was like eyebrows. It was perfect for eyebrows, and it was really awesome. I was just like, push down. Yeah, there you go. I was like, I could start telling what she was gonna use it for when she. I was like, man, this is fun. This is cool.
But in the line, right, they were selling trades, like the new trades, for half off if you had cash, and I was like, yes, sir.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
And John Barrowman, if you don't know John Barrowman, he's what's his character name on Arrow?
He is Malcolm Merlin on Arrow and also Captain Jack.
And from Doctor Who. And you had to like pay money to eat. I think the panel was free.
The panel was free. You had to pay to get the autograph and the photo op as well.
Right, and so I had no idea where they were setting up, and so we're in this line. I was like, hey guys, do you mind if I step out of line and go get some cash to buy these trades so I don't hold up the line while I'm there buying these trades? And they're like, sure, man, go ahead. And so I was like, hey, man, these double doors that are closed right here. Like, do you think anybody care if I went through them? And they're like, no, man, go for it. It says exit above it. And I was like, yeah, sweet. So I go through these double doors, and it's like where John Barrowman is set up. And I was like, ugh! And there's like these guys that are huge and and I'm just like, huh! I threw my hands up and I was like, I just came through this door looking for the ATM. and like John Barrowman and his sister are like setting up, and they don't even really notice me. We just kind of locked eyes, and that was it. And I'm like, I'm not trying to. Just can I? Which way is the ATM? This way? Okay. See ya. I was so awkward. I was like, I shouldn't have gone through these doors.
Well, at least you locked eyes with John Barrowman.
I'm sorry, man. Oh yeah, and the complete opposite happened to him.
The second he saw John Barrowman, like, once more.
So I was at New York Comic Con helping my buddy Sean.
North Carolina Comic Con.
North Carolina, sorry. It's damn initials. So I was helping my buddy Sean with his booth, and Saturday, because I was helping with his booth, I couldn't go to the photo op, I couldn't go to the panels, and I was helping my buddy, so I didn't really mind it. So he sent me on break when our friend showed up to relieve me. So I walk around, went to the Valiant booth, had a good time. I come back, and his friend Shelly looks me dead in the eye, sitting down, and is like, that guy you're here for was just here. And my jaw dropped. I looked at Sean. He was like, yeah, he was here. Took a picture of John Barrowman and his sister buying stuff at the booth.
I wouldn't have told you that. Why would they tell you that and break your heart?
What? Really broke my heart?
We'll talk about this off camera about all the other jacked up crap. But
it was 5 minutes after I left. The fact that they were walking around and it was John's sister Carol they bought these little collar capes, little things that go on the collars of pets, and they're really cool. She saw them from afar, grabbed John, dragged him to the booth, and showed him there. Now John couldn't actually do photo ops because he was getting paid for it. So Sean was like, "Hey, can I just get?" He was like, "Dude, just that picture while I'm looking through." And he was like, "Snap and call it a day." So if I didn't go on break, I would probably just froze up and.
I used to see him like, I mean, this is the guy who
had you.
I got you to go to
Scotty Young to sign the Scotty Young variants, and he's just like a cool artist.
He is
not like a Hollywood actor who plays in like all the nerdy shows. So I couldn't imagine.
And this is what's amazing too, because I go to conventions. And I can do interviews with artists, favorite artists. I go to conventions to talk to my favorite developers for SOE. Scotty Young at that point, scared. John Barrowman, I would have shit myself. Excuse me, I would have just lost it.
It's okay at this point. We're going to start with drugs and now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was. So that's memorialized with my buddy Sean that he had John Barrowman at the booth, took a picture, shook his hand, took his money.
And we got to say this: we hung out at the Valiant booth. The guys at Valiant are great. Yeah. There's some really cool guys. We were there with Jeff from Punk Market Comics, and if you don't know us and Jeff at this point, I don't know what's going on. But
did you even read your deluxe?
It's so nice, and I just don't want to take the wrapping off.
Okay, this is the guy who until Eric finally came down from North Carolina, did not take Devil May Cry 4 out of its freaking.
Did he take the thing off of that?
Oh, is it still in there? I thought he took it out. No. Oh, maybe that was a joke he was talking about.
Yeah, he didn't take it off. Yeah, I have the Devil May Cry 4 Collector's Edition still sealed. I don't know.
So what you're telling me is I'm going to have to let you borrow my book because mine didn't come in a sleeve. Mine wasn't wrapped.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Open your book.
I will. But yes, that was North Carolina Comic Con. So
can't wait for next year.
It'll be fun. On to
terrible video games.
and they're
It's not terrible video games.
It's things that make you go through a video game that you really, really like, and then you're just like, Steve, we want to start with Dragon Age? Maybe we want to start with WoW.
We can start with WoW.
Okay, so basically what we're
Beth's
talking
like,
about...
start with whatever you want. I barely talked so
Let's
far.
start with
I'm
Friday
gonna,
the 13th.
I'm gonna do even less talking now. So it's okay, Beth.
So these past couple of months, ever since after December when the fall games started coming out, we've seen these games get hyped up to astronomical sense, where YouTubers, Twitch streamers are all pushing this product, all these video games on us, mainly because the companies either pay them to, or the hype is so much that people just fall into that group of like, hey, I want to jump on this bandwagon and promote the stuff to promote my own self. So what we see is the first one in my eyes was Titanfall. Titanfall was hyped amazingly, and
Okay.
you're more the Titanfall fan.
Okay, well, Titanfall, when it was released, it actually did really... It was a full game. Well, yeah, it was a full game. Like, there wasn't anything really wrong with it other than it just...
Yeah,
It became Call of Duty really fast.
you know what 2 games released great this year? Titanfall and Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs?
Watch Dogs had barely any problems. Titanfall, same thing.
Yeah.
Do you know about any of these games? You know, they hype these games so much, you probably know about all the games they're talking about. You just never played them, right?
No.
You know?
I've never played them. I have heard about them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Titanfall was
seen
really
people
good.
play them
Yeah.
too.
It was fun. You just maxed out too much. Or
I'm
too
looking
much
at
too fast.
pretty much the replay value was... It was
Yeah.
there at the beginning, but...
And then when then it started going downhill when Titanfall released its second patch, and I already mentioned this one in our previous videos. The second patch was supposed to have 3 new maps, but it was 2 new maps and then a third map, which was the same as 2 maps from the previous one. Just if you cut them in half and slap them together. They're like, oh, it's a training snare. It's like, no, give me a new map. You promised me a new map, give it to me. He's like, oh, it is. It's 2. No, screw you. No new mechs or anything like that. Still no new mechs as far as I know. I already downloaded the next expansion. Just got on there to see if there was anything new. There's some new game modes, but there's no new like atlases or whatever. And I'm like, well, let me know when you get a new atlas or some new weapons, and I'll come play again. But
So another one of the most recent games that has had a little bit of a trouble at launch was, of course, after 11 years, World of Warcraft.
yeah,
The Warlords of Draenor expansion came out, and
that's because some jackass. We already ruined it. The disclaimer for freaking language. Some jackass decided to screw with Blizzard and hack their
yeah,
started
it
pinging their
was.
servers.
It had the combination of the launch day issues of servers all of a sudden just locked. They were full. The queue was horrible. The lag inside of it was just. I'm happy I barely got to 91 in the 4 or 5 hours I played before I had to go into work. It was great. But then it came down to, they reported that they were also getting a DDoS attack. They were getting DDoSed, which sucks. It's basically, if you don't know what a DDoS attack is, it's basically, let's say Stevie B, let's say Showtime and I are playing a game, and Steven is apparently sending all sorts of traffic our way through the internet.
Most people use constant ping, like it's where you and generally it's ping ping ping, but people can send it to like ping 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 ping. So like now all of a sudden it's like that's what your internet's doing is getting this hit, and that's all it can do, and that's essentially what happened to the servers at Blizzard.
It also happened 3 years ago for Sony. Well, they got DDoS'd, and then they also got the hack.
Yeah.
And then Sony actually got DDoS'd again this year, and Blizzard, this is probably the 3rd time this has happened to Blizzard this year. So it is definitely becoming a problem, so jackasses over the internet can stop it.
Beth, are you a hacker?
No.
Are you hacking these games that you see on TV and commercials?
She's doing this to force us to play Friday the 13th.
That's what it is. On the
We have to go
NES.
back.
To go forward, you have to go back.
But I mean, other than that, World of Warcraft hasn't had really too much issues. I mean, they're still they're going to release another patch with the raids and whatnot. They released a not full content. They released a full game that will allow people to get to, level 100 and prepare for all the raids that are coming out, and to get your flying mounts and whatnot. So that's good. I guess they're taking their time to make sure it's right, but that's another issue though, is they could have just waited till December to release Warlords of Draenor, and then had all their raids and everything out at the same time.
Well, the biggest problem is the first week no one could log in.
Yeah.
You could get in every now and then, but that's the problem. Is that Blizzard was not ready for the server traffic that it got.
Oh no!
Even after the DDoS attack, it just was not they did not expect this many people to return, and I think that's because because their last expansion was
Mists
crap.
of Pandaria was.
Yeah.
That's why it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like 3 expansions ago, you know how many people are going to play via pre-orders. Now you could literally wait till the absolute last minute, buy a digital copy, and you're not even really buying a digital copy. You're clicking the code, you activate it, and you go play. I think they just weren't expecting so many people to reactivate their stuff and play.
Yeah,
because this is good. Mist of Pandaria, not good.
The Mist of Pandaria was. I left after Cataclysm. I left because at Cataclysm I was raid ready. I ran some of the raids, difficult as hell. Then the next day, the next patch, they nerfed them all down to dumb levels. To complete, it was the nerf bat was swung way too hard. And I left because of the difficulty was not there for me.
Nerfing is taking something that's difficult and making it easier, or taking someone who's really powerful and making him weaker.
Let me explain the difference between Cataclysm and Mist of Pandaria. Okay, Cataclysm.
Dragons!
You had a dragon boss. They added like this island in the middle of the game where you went and you raided and you fought this huge dragon that they've always talked about throughout all the games that launched 11 years ago. But you never met.
God, yeah, Deathwing is so great.
It changed the entire leveling field it changed the entire game. Like, different areas were on fire, like, buildings were knocked down.
Poor Baron.
And, like,
poor Barons.
Everything was changed, okay? And it was awesome. Like, and you could go from 1 to, then it was 80, I think, and have a completely different experience than when you first did it. Then the next expansion is, hey, there's a new island, and
everyone's a panda.
You can be a kung fu panda bear.
Which to Blizzard's credit, the Chin Storm Stout is actually a Warcraft character. He was in Warcraft 3.
Okay, so you go from like dragons and lava and fire and crazy islands where you fight gigantic dragons
to the Chinese area inspired
panda bears.
Pandas, yes.
So you can imagine that not being as fun.
There are insect people that I really like. The Klaxi is great. I love that area.
There's just so many different things you can think of.
That's also kind of why I stopped playing my Paladin as well, because he's in that area. Now he's level 90, so now he can go and do all the garrison stuff, but
yeah,
I just don't want to.
The Mist of Pandaria was, I had cousins and friends still play, and they said that the gameplay of it was weak, but the story overall for Mist of Pandaria was amazing. And I didn't play Mist of Pandaria to get to 92. I listened to some of the story when I got to certain parts.
I think your cousins and Jeff down the street are probably the ones who played it, and that's it. Not Jeff from Pokemon Comics, just the guy Jeff down the road.
But this Jeff, you're okay.
But it's all right. Hey, the game itself is good, but imagine like some people take days off work when games come out. So like you take a day off, and you can't, and then your server queue is 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You log in. It's like you can log in 2,633 hours.
It's not 2 weeks, but yeah. A little more.
So
you're number 5,396 in queue. Queue time less than 10 minutes.
So you paid to play, and they're telling you gotta wait to play.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
here's what they did, because Blizzard knows, it's gonna piss people off. They gave you 5 free days.
Right. They gave you the days you lost back. I need a free month. Okay. Like, that's cool they gave you the days you lost. That's what you're supposed to do. I feed my kids. That's something you should be proud of. That's what you're supposed to do. People lose 5 days of gameplay. It's what you're supposed to do. If you don't do it, then you're, terrible.
I only lost, technically, 2 days.
I think they should have gave people, a free 30 days. That's just my... Just my opinion.
Well, didn't they already get a free 30 days if you bought the game and didn't have a subscription?
Mhm.
Yeah, so they already gave you 30 days.
If you buy the expansion and you're not subbed,
well, you have to buy the rest of the games. You would get free 30 days anyway.
You just buy Mists of Pandaria and you already unlocked everything else.
Yeah. So
Mists of Pandaria is free, right?
Yes.
Right now. So what you're saying is, if I just went and bought the expansion, I'd have a free 30 days.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. You should.
Okay. I don't know if I don't.
New accounts.
confirm
I'm not saying I will. I have World of Warcraft on my computer now.
You're welcome.
He was just
Good
like,
man.
he's like, can I install World of Warcraft? I was like, isn't that like 40 gigs?
Now it is. It's also $5 if you buy it right and buy everything right. If you buy everything right now, besides Warlords of Draenor or whatever, it's like $5.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
But anyway, so Dragon Age.
No, one before Dragon Age.
What was that?
The actual game that really cost us this, or brought this discussion, was Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh my gosh.
All I saw was people's faces were turned inside out.
So this remind me.
It's like eyeballs. Like it was literally eyeballs.
Eyeballs and teeth. That's
teeth.
it.
Star Fox's boss, the very last.
Yeah.
It was eyeballs and teeth, and it was really creepy
Now,
because they
Unity-
were like kissing. It was
Now remind me, Unity was pushed back, correct?
No.
This was the original launch date. Okay, I thought it was pushed back, so now you guys suck even more.
If it was pushed back, it's pushed back a couple weeks. I don't think it was.
I thought it was pushed back like maybe a year. I thought it was supposed to come out last year.
No, one comes out a year. Black Flag was last year.
Yeah. Oh. But, so yeah, Unity comes out. The game launches. Everybody's excited. Yay. They load it up. Bugs. Faces missing.
This is the Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
This is the one where they released the game but didn't release something which would allow you to see the reviews.
Oh, she has done it. I am. Oh.
Well, okay, so.
Now let me sit up, Beth. Let me adjust my mic. You're good. That's true. Developers do that. Like
Some.
They don't lift their embargoes until the day the game's launch, which means you can review it all day long, but you cannot make that review public until the day the game launches.
Yeah, theirs was like a 9-hour delay. I remember.
This was a lot of the embargoes are the midnight of that day, 11:59 p.m. Monday, whatever. So that's the majority how everyone does, unless you get special privilege and a special note. Ubisoft, yeah, that was 9 hours after stores opened, game released. 9 hours later, here's the reviews. Everyone was in agreement. Bugs, issues, horrible, horrible, horrible.
And yet, for some reason, everyone's playing that.
I don't understand it. There's a lot of people I know playing it. They're like, yeah, man, people, I saw this girl just walk through a bridge and I saw this person just walking in air and I fell through the ground here and none of that is supposed to happen. Like it's
and Ubisoft did come out when the reviews came out. They did a couple hours later. They did release that. Yeah, we're working on the patches. No. You are a console game. You are a game on a disc. You are not a downloaded game. You are not an MMO. You don't do patches.
They all do patches now, and that is the problem.
That is the problem.
The problem is that people think that now they can just release broken games and go, oh, we'll patch it later because everything's online now. BS.
Yeah, I agree.
Very.
I mean, granted, you can download the game, by the way.
It's on Steam,
Welcome
yeah.
to 2014, 2015 is about to be here. You can download games now.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I know, but no.
I'm looking for the console players mostly.
Yeah.
No, I get it, though. Like, why don't you just wait and release it? Like, stop rushing it out to try and appease the masses. You're just gonna piss them off if you keep releasing shit early.
Beth, imagine you're playing Friday the 13th on your NES, and all of a sudden Jason has no mask but 2 eyeballs and just teeth.
And you're like, no wonder you're so angry.
He does kind of look like that.
Or how about this?
I would love to see that in 64-bit.
You're
I would love that.
You're reading one of your favorite books, and for some reason in the middle of it, there's just a crap ton of typos. There's like they ran out of ink right there, and then They just
ran out of ink.
and they just keep on like, here you go. We're gonna go ahead and charge you the full price of this, and you can have it, and you can read up to this point. But and we'll patch it later. We'll send you the rest of the book.
We're gonna know the missing pages.
That needs to be the title.
That with 50 Shades of Grey, there was typos.
They do that. That's the title of the show. They ran out of ink.
50 Shades of Grey probably had typos for other reasons. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that many S's.
Shit. You know what I don't like about 50 Shades of Grey? And it's not
on porno.
It's nothing to do with the content of the book. It's like, Hillary Clinton's like, these games, they need to be outlawed and they need to be restricted.
Yeah, violence in video games.
Yeah, but a 10-year-old girl can just go buy 50 Shades of Grey from Barnes & Noble and nobody says a word. My daughter can learn about sex from
Not
50 Shades of Grey.
Not even just regular sex. This is like, let me tie you up, put a gag in your mouth, and slap your butt.
I'm
going
going
to
walk in on her at 13, and she's going to be like riding some guy. Not like riding him sexually. I mean like literally like a horse. He's
going to have a mask on and a zipper down the face.
What happened? Well, Dad, I bought 50 Shades of Grey and what? Why is that not restricted?
Did you play my Grand Theft Auto again? No, I read a book. Oh my god.
Is that even in the book? I haven't read it.
No, I have no idea. I know it's full of S&M, but I don't know what.
And just from watching the trailer, I know all I need to know. I am an expert.
Honestly, it's more Control S&M. It's more or less about the actual... No, stop.
Have you read them?
I have not. I have.
Oh, it was about to come. It was about to become.
He opened the door and looked in, and then just closed it again.
I've had a lot of friends defend the trailer when I was dogging it, and they had to break them. They broke the first book down for me.
From what I've been told, it's like S&M, but it's not real S&M.
It's not real
very
S&M.
watered down.
It is.
To appease the masses or something.
The movie's not going to do the book. It's not going to do the book justice. I know that. Everyone keeps telling me.
I tell a funny story about Preach. Right, he came over one time. Heather was reading them, right, and we talked about how it's just it's all for middle-aged housewives who don't have any kind of sex life at home. We need to put a disclaimer in front of this video that it's
pretty much.
Yeah, we have to do that. Okay, I just want to bring that out. When we're done, we have to redo it. And he goes, yeah, Rainey doesn't. My wife don't read them. Because she don't need to. And I was like, really? And then as soon as Heather was done, his wife borrows them, and I'm like, oh! And it took Heather like 3 weeks to read them. It took his wife like 3 days. All 3 books, son. 3 days. And I was like, oh! It's only for girls who aren't satisfied, huh? I haven't let that one go for a while. Anyway, so how are we going to 50 Shades of Grey? Oh, yeah, we talked about it already.
Yeah, so Dragon Age had an issue?
Well, no,
go ahead.
Dragon Age is, don't get me wrong, Dragon Age is amazing on the Xbox One and PS4. 360 and PS3 trying to run that Frostbite engine. It's like Eric. We know, everyone knows. I don't know if people don't know Eric, but people know Tony. You've seen Tony in some videos. Her fiance Eric.
Oh, yeah, he got a 360 version.
Right, terrible.
Why would you do that?
He's that. Listen, he got really mad at me because he was on somewhere. You
do things that are really offensive sometimes on Facebook because you don't know how to moderate the troll inside.
You really
of you.
don't.
That's what he said. He's a realist.
That's what I said.
No, that's what Eric said.
Oh yeah.
And but no, I don't know. He has a big PC. He had some reasoning for wanting it for the 360. They're reasonable, but I just wanted to mess with him about it, so I can't mess with him about it. Anyway, I told him he just needs to buy an Xbox One, but his excuse is, well, I'm getting married in a few months. I'm like, yeah.
You went through this marriage and how much it costs, and you're going to disagree with us.
Anyway, but he said it gets glitchy, and when you go into an area, it sometimes takes a really long time to load. Like, yeah, like the stack loading. It loads like a stack. and then another stack. For me, it happens on the Xbox One, but it fixes itself within seconds. For him, it's like 10 to 20.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just the Frostbite engine just doesn't run that well on the 360 and PS3.
I have a similar thing with WWE 2K15.
You bought it?
No, I refuse to actually.
Okay.
Good. I don't know why you're still buying wrestling games.
Because of the only enjoyment in life I get besides the whole industry is just bullshit now. It just went so downhill.
So
How do you feel about the WWE industry, Beth? Do you think it's as bad as Trex claims it is?
I know nothing about wrestling.
You're supposed to make
That's
something
like
up.
dudes in spandex.
Yes. They're all sweaty and junk. No, we're just playing. You're just like that guy Beth met at Books A Million, okay?
So, WWE 2K15. First off, new next gen console came out. This is transition year. The whole transition year until summer of next year. WWE 2K15 first came out on the old consoles, and now they're released on the next gen. 2K15 on 360 and PS3, horrible. There's features missing. They took first off, it's the smallest roster ever. They are missing features. They've taken all this crap out.
Can you believe this, Beth?
It's horrible. It is horrible. And now the next gen console has the new submission move creator.
50 Shades of WWE.
Stop it.
Put this gun in your mouth. Oh yeah!
I will snap you all like a Slim Jim. But no, it's transition year. So, and of course, I have a 360. I don't have enough money to really go, and I was actually going to get the PS3 version because 360 can just stay in the box that it is. And there's no point for me to get the old console version because it's missing features. And then the next gen console version has the cool stuff, but then I have to actually buy that thing. It's transition year, so I had to agree with that. But the game itself has been watered down. It's just bad. This is supposed to be 2K's first official product after buying THQ last year. I have not been impressed. Smallest roster. They're doing how everyone is down now. They're relying on that season pass, the DLCs.
Yeah.
So more roster comes in, more moves are coming in with the DLCs. I'm not. What the hell? What?
No, just go.
What?
I have a brain freeze. Keep going. Just go. I can't. I'm trying to.
Keep going before something happens.
I was trying not to make a big deal about it, but I have a brain freeze. I'm drinking my slushie. Just go. Talk about WWE.
Well, I'm technically done. What?
Oh.
I have a brain freeze. I never told you to say it.
Oh, you actually have the brain freeze. It's not just for me talking stupid.
No.
Oh.
I got drinking a slushie. It happened last night when I was Oh, okay. I think I'm good. Oh my god.
But
the worst thing ever.
But yeah, so DLCs, Dragon Age patches stuff.
Oh,
so Steve has an issue starting Dragon Age or continuing Dragon Age.
Yes.
And I get it. I can see how it is when he explained to me what happened with the female elf character.
Okay. So spoilers for Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm just gonna say that if you this isn't very far. This doesn't happen very far in the game, but if you haven't played it all,
He spoiled it for me before you
I
guys.
did. Sorry, I did. So again, spoilers for Dragon Age Inquisition. It's not a big spoiler. It doesn't like ruin the story for anything, but something happens.
Has the story even really begun in that thing? Because people have been playing like a few hours. They're like, "Where's the main story?"
First off, I want to say this before I talk about this. Dragon Age Inquisition is an incredible game. It's excellent. It's going to be 100 hours, 150 hours when you're done.
Good.
Of all the broken games out this season, I think Inquisition is the best for sure. It's the least broken, at least on Xbox One and PS4. I think it's the one to get, irregardless. So in the game, right? Again, spoilers. In Dragon Age 2, you play this character called Hawk. A lot of people don't like Dragon Age 2.
It's not Origins, right?
No.
Okay.
A lot of people don't like Dragon Age 2 because you're forced to play a human. You could change it from female to male, but they went Mass Effect with it. Where because in Mass Effect you have to be a human named Shepard, and in Dragon Age 2 you had to be a human named Hawk, and it just didn't work out. It's great for Mass Effect, but it does not work out well for
the people who want to be weird.
Right, the fantasy, because a lot of people like to be elves in those fantasy games.
Yeah, they do,
and everybody likes to be elves. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so you meet Hawk, and they do weird stuff to get your old stuff onto the new game. Like they have a website, you go to it, and you can upload your game files to that, and then it shows you all your choices you made, and then if you want to change a choice, you can change a choice. So I did this, but I'd rather have done this, and then you say, okay, make this my current upload to Inquisition. And you start Inquisition, and it's like, okay, this is your Dragon Age state. Do you want to accept it? You say yes.
Great play-by-play.
Yeah, sorry. And so you have Hawk from Dragon Age 2 and all the things he made. Well, once you get to like Castle and Dragon Age Inquisition, which is awesome, you eventually meet Hawk. And so the way you made your character doesn't transfer over because of the way they did the Dragon Age thing. It did not hold the way a character looks.
Right.
So when you first meet him, you can go, hey, do you want default Hawk, the way he looked before you changed him in the game, or do you want to use the character creator and make him the way you want him to look? So of course I went to my computer, turned on Dragon Age 2 because I had my 360 hooked up to it. I took a picture of Hawk, and I went back to the Xbox, and I looked at it, and I made the best I could, and then I started it, and then I noticed my voice was different, and I was like, that's not how I sound. Because, I thought the first voice was not very manly and kind of lame, and default voice. And so the second voice is like, oh, I'm a warrior. So I was like, yes, I'm going with this voice. And I realized that my voice is back to the one that I didn't like. And I was like, what happened? And so I'm reloading saves, and I'm trying to figure out. And then I realized, but then I accidentally pushed default Hawk, and my voice hadn't changed, and I was like, wait, so what's going on here? So I went and I looked online, and apparently, because you can't change Hawk's voice, you couldn't in Dragon Age 2, and so that option is missing. And the glitch is, because you're back in the character creator, it moves your character's voice back to the default voice. Your character's, not Hawk's. So, because there's only two voices a character can pick, there's like another one and a default. So, if you want to change the way Hawk looks, right now you have to deal with your voice going back to that default voice, and I cannot.
Yeah, he can't.
I can't deal with that.
Is that the issue?
There's other issues, but this is Steve's big issue why he can't continue the story, because he cannot deal with that voice change, and he also remade his character already because it had shiny lips.
Yeah, I started over because of lip shine. So I've already started off once. You don't understand. I take my RPG seriously. Don't look at me like that, Beth. I take them seriously.
All of them seriously.
We're
except
right
for
here.
I know.
Like, what?
And so I can't deal with the default Hawk look.
Stop. How far were you into the story?
It's like,
Oh my! How far were you into the story, Baxter?
About 3 hours. So yeah, it's.
I'm
Luckily, when I start over, I already knew what they said, so I just skipped all the voice.
Well, thankfully.
Yeah, I know. So, there's a lot of side missions. I still have a lot of stuff to do, but I went online, and it's not just a glitch for me. It's what happens to everyone. And I can't remember but someone on there, I believe I read, and I could be wrong about this, is that for the elf female, it's the difference between an American and an English voice. So, like, the default's an American voice. That is a no-go if you're rocking an elf. It's got to be English.
That is weird.
Yeah, so a lot of people didn't like it. And I went on the EA forums, I went on the Bioware forums, and people are livid. I went on the Dragon Age Twitter. Whew! They're like, this is a game-breaking bug to me. So that's what a bunch of tweets said. It's not really game breaking, but like you can keep going. Yeah, like he didn't care. He kept going. He said whatever. Voice is different. I don't know what it is, man. In my brain, I cannot continue until they fix this. And I went to it was like Thanksgiving Day, I think, or the day before Thanksgiving, or the day after. It was right on Thanksgiving. And I went to the lead developer's Twitter, and like he had like 3 tweets that was like, guys, please, if you have any issues with Dragon Age Inquisition, send them to @DragonAge, not me. Like, I am on vacation, and there are people there who can help, and it's all tweets about this voice thing because apparently, I play like everybody else, and everybody's hitting this spot at the same time, and it's so bad, dude. Everybody's and I'm out there like, thank God that I'm not the only like eccentric crazy person that can't deal with this. Like, I'm so glad there's a huge voice for it, because if there wasn't,
it is aggravating.
I have a question.
Go.
Can you just mute it and just read the subtitles?
No, what?
No.
Every game I play.
Hold on 1 second. I understand your question completely, but you do not need to high five that. You know the deal with games like Dragon Age.
I didn't
They're
really.
voice
Yeah, the voice acting is phenomenal.
Dragon Age BioWare games in general are almost like reading a book. It's like it's like so full of story that you play for, like, you fight, and then when the story starts, it's like all these crazy good things that happen, but it's all cutscene, and you get to pick what people say and things like that. So it's like one of those, say this, go to page 123. If you say it, I forget what kind of books those were. So if I liked the default voice, I think I'd be fine with it. But I don't like the default voice, and that's how I'm going to talk for the rest of the game. And I'm only like a quarter into it, not even. And so I can't. Subtitles are on, but it's much better if you hear it and hear all the voices and things like that. So to answer your question, no.
Yeah, I have to say, I didn't get too in depth into Mass Effect because at that time, it just wasn't for me, being especially a console game at that time. But even with Star Wars: The Old Republic, I had the subtitles on. I muted that bastard and watched TV while the game was going.
I mute Old Republic unless I'm doing a story cutscene, and then I pause my movie, unmute the game, listen to what they have to say, and then when I'm done, play mute.
Now, there are other glitches in Dragon Age that are really aggravating. There's a particular one around a character named Stroud you'll find out about, and there's a glitch around a character named Stroud that you'll find out about. He every cutscene that I went through with him, it froze on whenever I was at him, but I could skip it. But every time I hit X, I was skipping whatever they were saying. So it would go back and forth, and all of a sudden, but why would we just do this? I'm like, who are these people? It's like if you were there, you're just like, I'm sorry, what were we talking about again? And that happened. Then there was another one, really big important, that you're going to go to a point in the game of Dragon Age where you're going to go through like a little freaking Betty Hill mystery server. I don't know what Betty Hill is, but I was so mad last night when I was playing this game. It took me like 3 hours to beat this part because it was a terrible layout of the map. By the way, we'll run into that for some areas. For like places that have different floors, like that blue circle will be there for it, but just because it's right there doesn't mean it's on that floor. It could be down 2 floors or up 2 floors.
That is the worst.
And you got it. And this place is like locked doors, or in order to get someplace at the festivals, like this is it's probably the worst part of the game, but it's interesting. It's just
you have to solve a murder.
So long. You have to solve and stop it, or have to find out what's going to happen and stop it. There's little combat. Everything's dialogue, and you have to don't raise attention to yourself, and you have to climb up this freaking side of this wall with everybody in the courtyard. Like, oh, behind me! Oh, look, he's had too much to drink. He's just climbing the wall again. But
I was playing the Old Republic, and at one point I looked over because I thought he was asleep, but he was just like. Just silence, just like.
I was so mad I had to do that crap. I had just come from doing all this fighting to let's walk around and talk, But it's interesting, and at the end of it, it's totally worth it. Like the end of it is awesome, and you get somebody that you will want, and
yeah, I heard that voice.
You did?
I did.
I was really trying not.
It's fine. It's almost unavoidable, but I was like, yeah, I know that voice, and I was like, all right,
that's. For Hawk.
Yeah, because like before Dragon Age even came out, I was like, hey man, Hawk's in the game. Really, dude? I was like, oh, I thought you'd be excited. He's like, yeah, I'd been really excited when I found that out while playing the game. My bad. My bad, bro.
Spoiler, Steven. Spoiler.
Yeah, it's And that part's aggravating, but there's another part like at the end of that where they're talking about like, and it's all this political stuff. So I've been following up to this point. I'm like, okay, I get if this person dies, this happens, this person's in power, blah blah, and all of a sudden I miss like 4 sentences out of this conversation, and then all of a sudden like, so why are we should kill that guy? I'm like, who are we killing? What? And then it's like yes or no. I'm like,
Like, are you killing me? You killing him?
But I will say this in defense to BioWare. A game as big as Dragon Age Inquisition
there's
is,
gonna be parts. Like
it's hard to catch all the glitches.
Oh,
Why we
yeah.
didn't catch this hot glitch, or something as big as missing dialogue? I don't know. I mean,
100+ hour game,
That's true.
understandable.
yeah.
An 80-hour game, Unity, not so much.
No, is Unity even really 8 hours? Like it's 80 hours if you.
Yeah, well, I don't even know.
It's definitely not 80 hours. It's like 20 if you go get all the feathers. I don't know if there's feathers in that. I just remember Assassin's Creed 2.
There's no way you're telling me that Assassin's Creed Unity is 20 hours of gameplay.
I don't know. I don't know how long Assassin's Creed Unity is.
How much was Black Flag?
A lot. If I had to guess, 40.
Oh, I'm so sick of my MMOs.
So 40 hours. I don't know. How long was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Beth? What
How
kind of
long is Friday the 13th?
what kind of glitches did you find in
very
there?
quickly.
I know. All right.
Stop tripping, then. Freaking white women.
What? You can't say that.
Yes, I can. I'm always dead first in the movies, all right? So I can say these things.
Okay, so there was something else, right? There's another game.
I couldn't think of anything else.
There was another game.
Hold on, I'll go back to your text.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Call of Duty maybe was on there.
21 and a half main story hours. Completionist 53 hours.
Holy crap!
that stinks, dude.
Ew.
If you do
Like-
a little bit of, if you do the
Matchmaking
extras,
and Halo the Master Chief.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Matchmaking.
Oh,
and Halo
yeah.
the
How does
match.
she have notes?
I sent her notes. I sent you the notes too. I copied and pasted from the message I sent both of you. I think I originally typed it up for you. I copied and pasted into his message, and then I had to
I
flesh.
think all I saw was like we're gonna talk about the WoW expansion, etc., etc.
Yes, that's what she got.
my friend,
I had to spell it out for her. I said Halo MCF to you guys or something like that. I had to tell her. I spelled everything out for her, but she still got the same games you guys got. You should know what Halo MCF is, the Master Chief or Master Chief
I
Collection.
don't care for Halo.
Anyway, well, do you know about the problem with the Master Chief Collection?
No.
Okay, so you know what it is. It's all the Halo games.
It's all the Halo games. Yeah.
Right.
Great
Beth-
price.
okay, so it's all the
They look
games.
beautiful too.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's all the games, and each game's separate multiplayer.
Right.
Beth, can you tell me the problem with the multiplayer? Do you know?
Remember, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I do remember them talking about the framing, like frames per whatever was
The
messed up in one of them.
FPS frame per second.
Okay.
Yeah.
The problem with the Halo matchmaking right now in the Master Chief Collection is Showtime. You know what it is?
people getting disconnected.
You can't do it. No one can get into parties. No one can get into queues. You can't play the multiplayer.
Isn't one of those Halo games just multiplayer?
No, it's you get the multiplayer for like you can go on and play Halo 1's multiplayer.
Right.
But no.
I thought there was actually a specific Halo game that was just nothing but multiplayer.
No.
He's overreacting. You can play some of it, but you can't.
You can't get in. Like
Not to all of them.
You're gonna have to try and try and try, and then maybe you'll get in, and then you'll get disconnected as the game starts. It's completely broken. Most people buy those games for the
Are you saying
multiplayer.
Microsoft did something bad?
I don't claim to be like this. They think I'm this Microsoft fanboy. And like I don't claim to be a Microsoft fanboy.
You're talking to a guy who's like an iPhone and
Yeah.
an iPad.
I whore myself out to every company.
They give you free things.
I wish they gave me free stuff. Valiant, best comic book company ever.
On topic.
Sorry. But yeah, was that it? Yeah, you can't play matchmaking. It's how are you gonna not test this? You're gonna bring a game out that where they talk about you get to play the multiplayer in every game, and you can't. And unless you've got hours to wait for, hopefully, to get into something.
Is this a console thing? I feel this is a console thing.
It is on the console, but it's probably on.
Is it a PC release?
No, there was no PC release for it.
Oh, that's right, because
I think
Bungie, making a Microsoft game, wanted to keep it onto a Microsoft console.
it's not Bungie anymore. It's owned by Microsoft.
Well,
Yeah.
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 When it was released.
Yeah, Bungie made the game for Microsoft. That's why they left, because they wanted to make their own stuff.
Right, I'm just saying that when the games first came out, there was Bungie and Microsoft, and they were on 360 or Xbox and 360 only, and not over the PC.
Well, Halo 2 came out for the PC. It launched games for Windows.
Finally. Oh yeah, it sucked.
Games for Windows was
Yeah,
terrible.
let's back
Games
it
for
up.
Windows
Let's just
launched
let's
to nothing.
just sketch that.
Careful with that hand motion.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, in our opinion, it seemed like now Warlords of Draenor is fine, right? You guys get no problem, right?
Well, also, I solved that issue by switching from his server to a server that didn't have ridiculous queues, even when the servers are working. So, ridiculous queue is a queue of 1 to me. Okay,
I'm not denying that.
If he hits enter and he has to wait 10 minutes, he's like, "Ah!
I had plans.
it's true. It's very true.
I made a sandwich. Now I have to just watch American Dad and eat the
Oh,
sandwich."
Roger, you're so witty, you little bitch.
My plan was to eat this sandwich, watch American Dad, and play War. Now I can only do 2 of the 3 things.
Hey, actually, I only do 2 of those, so I know how much it takes to do something more. But I would queue up for a dungeon and then watch American Dad.
That's true.
Like, I keep forgetting how quick it is for tanks to get into dungeons. So when I was my Warlock, all the way to level 100, I was just like, queue for a dungeon, run around, do 30 minutes of questing, bam, right into a dungeon, finish that up, keep going. Tanking,
Right.
I have to specifically, like, do a whole bunch of quests, sign up for a dungeon because I get right in. This is a bunch of quests,
Same with
sign up
heroes.
for a dungeon. Yeah.
What's the dungeon queue like on Friday the 13th?
Yeah, what's it like?
I have no idea.
How long, how long does it take to get inside of a house? We'll call that. Yeah. Dang, that's pretty good.
How's that low time?
How long does it take Jason to show up? Less than that.
You don't know.
But yeah, I mean the game is running pretty smooth. Having a great. You start seeing. Do you get some lag when you're in your garrison,
No, not in the garrison. I see it.
or at least your frame
I've
rate?
seen some no. My Alienware computer is amazing.
Whoa! Oh, you fancy, huh?
I basically bought like a Gucci bag. Is what I did when I bought that.
I had to build mine.
Yeah. So, I'm not gonna lie. When I get my next computer, it will be for that. But I needed something small and compact, and I didn't know what I was doing. But now I have a basic build computer, so I'll probably build my next one. But
So our opinions are
get
Dragon Age for the Xbox One and PS4 or
Yeah.
PC. Don't get it for the 360 or PS3. Just wait for yourself. Wait until you have the money to upgrade, and then buy it for that.
Yes.
If you're in MMOs, World of Draenor is really good. It's a good reason to come back.
Barely.
But if you want to play Assassin's Creed, get Rogue for the 360. That's got really good reviews. It's not getting hated on by glitches or anything. You got the naval combat like you had in Assassin's Creed 4, and it's got a much better story. So just do that.
This has not been the year of
it's
games.
just right now. No matter what game you get, it's going to be a gamble. Even the stuff coming out, because if this is going to be a trend,
It's got, yeah. Well, let's take a stand. What's the hashtag?
Stand up, Carolina.
Well, just in like Assassin's Creed Unity, dude.
Sorry, that's our stupid saying for Gamecocks. I'm sorry. I really hate it.
when
so
they lose
much.
or when they win.
It doesn't matter. It's just like stand up. It's like no, there's a seat right here for a reason.
You know what? Thank you. This is what we do. You know the backstory to Assassin's Creed Unity, right? What's it during?
The Gamecock Revolution when USC was founded.
No, it's during the French Revolution.
Oh,
So we can use that as our backing for the gaming revolution. We will not take this, boys. We will paint the streets with our blood.
Back up.
we will not
Stop making these bad glitchy games.
whose national anthem was that?
No, that's a song from Les Mis,
that
right?
like-
That is not a song from Les Mis.
No, I don't know the words.
I don't even know that beat.
Sing the last song where they're all the dead people sitting there.
Oh, I know the song.
Yeah, so you guys know.
Wait,
Beth
wait,
knew.
wait, you ready?
Beth got it right.
Dick, 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 dick.
No!
We were singing that all last night. Be quiet all of a sudden.
I don't even want to look it up. No, it's. I know exactly what song you're talking about.
I still don't.
That's what I was singing.
That's Too Fast.
Too Furious.
Stop
Wait till
you get to that episode of American Dad, by the way.
Something. Blood of Angry Men, something like that.
Yeah, the blood of angry gamers are gonna lace the streets tonight because we're not gonna take all these glitches. You need to fix your stupid games, or we probably won't stop buying them. Though we should stop buying them.
So,
Keep talking. Now I'm gonna have to find a link.
I'm Showtime. This is Nerds of the Apocalypse.
All right. Okay.
That hurt my soul.
That didn't hurt.
All right.
mine.
So, is that it? Are we done?
Yeah, I think so.
That looks like it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Beth, that you couldn't chime in much from what we talked about.
We'll have one about like sewing dresses and making.
Will you
stuff.
stop? You just stop
Hey,
it.
she likes to make her own stuff.
Would she make clothes, Beth?
Not clothes.
No,
but
she
makes
bakes
stuff. Yeah, see?
because she bakes that instantly defaults her to making her own clothes.
I don't know. I thought she.
Make a book.
See,
Which I
she's
have to say.
handy crafty, crafty handy. I don't know what it's called. Well, we can have a workshop.
Keep on digging, buddy.
I had a pretty.
Stop being that guy from Books
I
a
hit pretty
Million.
solid ground right there.
Oh my goodness. We didn't really talk
There it
about
is.
what.
Do you hear the people sing?
Do you hear the gamers sing? We're not
we
gonna
don't
take
sing.
the scrap anymore.
Singing of horrible gaming devs.
Yes, sing of horrible games that glitch. I'm so tired of this shit. Fix this game.
That's the song. That's it. Now I want to do it. Now I want this song. I want this song to happen now.
I'm sorry, Beth. I didn't mean to say that.
we just get a group of people and then behind a blue screen, and you can just put all the crappy Assassin's Creed Unity stuff.
Oh crap! Now I want to watch the movie.
Stop it. Okay,
It's a good movie, just not with you.
Yeah, I wasn't. I made fun of it the whole time.
We should have seen you in the car.
They were mad at me. I left, and then I had this so you laugh at the end of Les Mis, and the Amazing Spider-Man 2, when Gwen Stacy gets her neck broken, you start crying. I was like, that was an emotional moment for Peter Parker. It was a defining moment. It was the death of Silver Age comics. Listen to me, Heather. You don't understand. I'm getting emotional just talking about it right now, Heather. She's not even here.
Imaginary Heather's making you cry.
Oh, she just don't get it. I was sitting there next to Breach, and I grabbed Breach's leg and squeezed. And he was like, "I know, dude." And we both looked at each other it was the manliest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Tell me more, bro. We didn't really do a proper introduction for Beth, the stuff she's into and things like that. Everybody knows us. Nobody knows Beth. Save for next episode, maybe?
We can do it right. We just quickie. What are you into?
Yeah, quick.
Stop it!
You did
He
it.
said it.
I did.
Stop being that guy from Books.
Yeah. Now it's you. Here's the shovel.
It's my shovel.
I know. I had to borrow it for a second. I haven't seen that thing in a while.
Yeah, because I told Beth about gay, and she's like, "Oh, I have an NES. That's about as far as I go." But I mean, there's like I said, there's some topics I bring to the table. These two are like, "What?"
What?
Him more than you.
Mostly me,
Okay.
because I'm usually doing school stuff.
That's true.
But what are your nerdy qualities, Beth? Let's just talk about it real quick.
Reading.
She reads comic books. She reads comic and books.
And they're not all Harley Quinn or Batgirl
No.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
I've only read one Harley Quinn.
It probably wasn't very good. They
No,
just,
like I like her backstory, but her in the comic is terrible.
kind of like Deadpool, right? Yeah. Go ahead, say yeah.
No, Harley.
I respect that. I respect that. Awesome backstory, horrible character.
Yeah.
So what else do you do?
I got nothing. I agree with everybody. Sorry.
Horror fanatic.
Oh.
I'm a horror
super
fanatic.
hard.
Oh, horror!
horror! Yes.
There's a word.
Yes. Horror.
My bad.
So it's okay.
Hence Showtime.
She's a big horror nerd. She we were at Myrtle Beach and there's a store that sold like pop figures. And I thought they were going to be super overpriced, but they were normal $12-13. And Heather was like, "Oh, Beth's been talking about this. What? Pop figures?" She's like, "Yeah. She wants the Michael Myers one." I was like, "Oh, where is it? It's right here." Okay.
I still have not seen it anywhere in Columbia.
Oh, I had to take it though. I said, "Give it to me." I had to investigate it, make sure there was no nicks or cuts in the box. I can't handle it. I'm not gonna lie to you, Beth. You gave me the books to sign for North Carolina Comic Con, and your first Saga book was effed. I was like, "What is she doing with these traits?"
Reading them.
It went through the mail.
Oh, that's true. Where do you order it from?
I ordered it from Amazon.
And that's how you got it? I'd have said
Free
something.
shipping.
With Amazon Prime?
No, I qualified for something that'll allow for free
Oh,
shipping.
okay. Next time something comes on, you let me know. We'll work it out. We'll get you a free book.
A free Valiant book.
We love Valiant. Exo Manowar. And a movie buff, right?
And arts and crafts. I was an art major at USC.
There's nothing like a nerd who's good at art stuff. That's when you get like the.
That's what I meant.
Is it what you meant?
She's artsy.
That's when you get like super cool stuff, like a Facebook post that you made about your wife on a T-shirt for her anniversary, involving Jack Bauer, or somewhere to put your Loot Crate pins because she's sick of hearing your shit.
It's true.
But yeah, so well, we appreciate you coming on, and we'll try to make next time. Well, most of the time we just do Weekend Geek. So that hit me in the face.
It's skimmed your
He's
face.
had that thing in his hands for past however hours.
Gross.
I have been in there for a while.
You know,
I'm so glad you laugh at that more than the guys.
All right, let's wrap it up.
all right. Yeah. Most of the time we just do Weekend Geek, so you'll have room to talk. Just find more geeky stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so that's it then. Am I calling us out? Or are you going to take that job over from me
Go
too?
ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Stevie B,
Beth.
Showtime.
Trex.
and we're Nerds of the Apocalypse, and we're out.